I am Penang Jamir, sharing my life testimony. I grew up in a broken family, and I was still a kid when all the brokenness started happening. I still remember the night when my dad took me and my siblings forcefully from the hands of my mother. It was the most heartbreaking moment for me as an 11-year-old kid, leaving my mom in tears and parting to be with a stepmother. Months went by, living a new life with a stepmother, but nothing worked out in our favor. There was always quarreling and fights at home, as my dad and stepmom would drink and gum. And one particular night, my dad came drunk as usual, but that night he started to beat me and my siblings for no reason, until we came to know it was because of a fake report our stepmother gave to my dad. Nothing came to my mind other than just to stab her to death and flee to the town where my biological mother lives. Life was at its darkest for us. There was no hope. Happiness was far from us, and we were not treated well, especially when my dad would go out for days on duty. Then our silent prayers started, praying that one day we will live happily with our biological mother. Our prayers were not answered instantly, but slowly things started to change. Few years later, Dad and our stepmom divorced, as he came to know that she wasn't treating us well. Few months later, Dad's health got weak, and after suffering for more than a year, he passed away. Losing my dad at that moment left me with no words, and it only added grief to my sorrowful and burdened soul. Even after all this happened, we were still kept away from our biological mother and had to live with our relatives who treated us no better. But we never gave up praying that we never had a personal encounter with Jesus. Years went on, and carrying all the burdens and knowing all the struggles we were going through, it drove me towards seeking God. And finally, it was in the year 2015, I gave my life to Jesus by accepting Him as my Lord and Savior. And indeed, from that very moment, everything started to work out one after the other. And most interestingly, our prayers since childhood started to come into action, and it was neither late nor early, but it all got answered and happened at the perfect time. Not forgetting the best thing that happened, I was able to forgive my dad, stepmother, and my relatives. It was very difficult for me to forgive them after all these years of hardships. But with the same forgiveness God had shown me, I was able to forgive them. Jesus in my life indeed brought a huge difference, and it impacted me and even the surroundings of my life. This is what I want to say at the end. I believe many of us must be going through the same struggle or even worse, but never give up on God. Our worst struggles bring out the most powerful testimonies. God bless you all.